Hi, my name is Louis Vazard. I was co-chair today for the Global Property Market. It was the 8th edition today, and frankly, we had a great day. We had a great turnout. We learned a few things from the speakers, like 2/3 of the world growth will come from emerging markets. So that's pretty interesting for us investors. As many of us are investing in low growth markets, if we want to generate higher returns, we're going to have to be more fluent with what's happening in growth markets. And growth markets could be Asia, could be Latin America, and these are markets that we'll focus on the years to come. With respect to the returns, the top 50 markets, in many cases, seems to be in North America, some in Canada. And if we look at the bottom returns for the last few years, especially for 2002, 2012, it seems that they were mostly in Europe. So that's an interesting conclusion with respect to North America. Another aspect that we discussed today is that there's a lot of capital on the planet right now. And that means that a lot of money is chasing the same opportunities. So it means that even if interest rate will go up, there's a likelihood that the cap rates will stay pretty tight and pretty compressed at the moment. And we also discussed that Asian money is starting to flow in some countries, mainly in the UK, through London, some in New York, in the US. And this is a trend that will just continue to increase over the next few years. Some of the points that were discussed this morning with Jacques Gordon had to do with some of the surprises that he was envisioning in the real estate world. One of them, the first one, was the risk related to coastal flooding. So quite interesting. The second one had to do with quality of air in some cities such as Beijing in China. So these are points that we have to think about when we think about real estate in the future. We had a conference this afternoon on Latin America. That was also very interesting, where Mexico is a pretty hot place for many. The question is to find the right type of investment. Colombia is also a country that is coming up quite a bit. Brazil, interesting countries for many, but for those that are not already invested in that country, the entry level may be hard for the next few years, and the macroeconomics are not great at the moment either. In a nutshell, was a very good day, very good sessions. We had great participants, great panelists, and I would like to thank everybody, and I'm looking forward to meeting with this group again next year.
I'm Eric Plessman, co-chairman of the Global Property Forum for 2013. I guess what I found most interesting was just the breadth of the program today, and you could tell by the increased attendance, 25% up, which was exciting to see. It's really an indication as to how Canadian investors and foreign investors have really come to this forum to better understand what are the trends of the Canadian pension funds who have spent as much time going outside their borders. And frankly, in networking, it's been an incredible event. So I'd say, you know, the surprise has been perhaps the attendance in certain of the sessions was impressive. There was definitely a move to focusing on places like the US and Latin America, where those sessions tended to be exceptionally well attended. I think we set the tone early with Jacques Gordon, and even through the final panel, we had a number of people that really touched every investable continent, that spoke to, in a positive way, what the opportunities were for the upcoming year and how people generally expect that it'll be a very robust 2014. It was clear that in the US and Latin America still represent two very keen areas of interest for investors, as those sessions were very well attended. And although Europe has turned the corner, I think that we've seen stability where investors have begun to spend more time in areas like Spain, where it's beginning to attract investor attention. So overall, a very positive and productive conference.